So, Rico empowers individuals to overcome obstacles, build resilience, and achieve their goals. His message is clear: with the right mindset and tools, you can reach the pinnacle of your success. Get ready to be inspired, motivated, and transformed. Please welcome to the stage the incomparable Rico Sharp. Rico.
Yes, thank you, JB. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with Global Speakers Live. I want to empower those of you who are out there listening, and for those of you who will catch this broadcast hereafter, this live stream hereafter. All of our speakers have been phenomenal. The information has been very valuable, and I am here to bring to the table what I have to offer from my 33 years of experience. And I want to talk to you about how to improve your life. And I want to start out by sharing with you my story. My story began at the age of 13 when I was a straight A student in high school. And I had some personal issues going on at home. My father was away living in another household, raising another family. And the fact that he was not in my life began to create a void, a vacuum. My mom was a teenage parent who did all that she could to raise me and my brothers. But sometimes you need both parents in your life. And by far, I missed out on having my dad present and teaching me things that I needed to know as a boy, as a young man, about manhood and adulthood and parenthood. Nonetheless, this vacuum began to grow and basically consumed me to the point where I started looking for acceptance and looking for leadership and looking for love and looking for validation in all the wrong places. Consequently, in my school, at that pivotal moment, there were some guys who were there for me and embraced me and showed me friendship and showed me acceptance and made me felt like I belonged, that I had found a family that would accept me for who I was. I didn't realize at the time that these guys were involved in criminal activity. And one of the things that began to happen is that I became influenced by those guys and I ran off from home, ran away from home, and dropped out of high school to go live on their side of town. I had no idea that they were not going to let me into their house and accept me as one of their family members. I had no idea that they were not going to help me. I was 13 years of age. I was lost. I was desecrated. I was confused. I had a mistaken identity. I wanted to find my place. I wanted to be embraced. And one thing led to another. I became homeless immediately, the very first day. Not only did I become homeless, but I had no food to eat. I had to eat out of trash cans. I would sleep under an oak tree. I had no change of clothes, no hygienics. I had nothing there to support me but a will to live. Many times I had to jump up from sleeping under the oak tree to run for my life because all type of violent activities were happening and people were trying to take advantage of me. One night in the winter, after sleeping out there for months, this guy pulled up in the street and he said to me, "Why are you out here sleeping under this tree every night?" I replied, "Because I have no place to live." He said, "Come get in the car." I got in the automobile with him and he took me to his house, and there he introduced me to other drug dealers that lived in the room and house with him. And at the age of 13, after putting food on the table for me for about a week and giving me a couple of change of clothing, the guy said to me, "If you're going to survive out here in these streets, Rico, you're going to have to learn how to be a hustler." I didn't understand what he meant by that, but he handed me a bag of crack cocaine and he said, "Go out on the street and sell this crack cocaine." And I did that. And immediately I became a drug dealer. Then somebody handed me alcohol. And then I got addicted to alcohol. Then at the age of 13, they handed me marijuana. And I got addicted to marijuana. Then at the age of 13, they handed me cocaine. And I got addicted to snorting powder cocaine. So at the age of 13 now, I go from being at home with my mom and my two brothers and a student in school to being a high school dropout, a runaway, homeless on the street, a drug dealer, addicted to marijuana, addicted to alcohol, addicted to cocaine, and a criminal that would soon be arrested 19 different times and sent to prison 3 different times. Finally, on that third time in prison, I began to do some soul searching and realized that I can't continue to live like this. The judge labeled me a threat to society and said, "You don't deserve to be in society. I'm going to lock you up." And while sitting in prison for years, I began to realize that if I'm going to change my life, then I have to do it now. I cannot wait until I go back out to the outside world to try to change my life. I have to discover now who I am. And so what I did, ladies and gentlemen, is I began to focus internally. And I began to discover that I have something special, that I have something unique, that I have greatness in my life. I began to realize that I'm not that young man in the street that wants to be a drug dealer, wants to use drugs and commit crimes and possibly end up dying in the streets or spending the rest of my life in prison. And so I engaged in this program in school, in college, and I'm sorry, in prison, which I call my college, I call my school, interpersonal skills. And interpersonal skills helped me to focus internally and to really begin to come in contact with what I really possess on the inside in terms of my virtue and my qualities. And so I then went back to school inside of prison, and I finished and got my GED. And I met this young man, or older man rather, and I call him young out of compliment. His name's Billy. Billy was somebody who had done 30 years in prison and was never going home. And I made a deal with Billy. I said, "Billy, I'll buy you coffee and cigarettes if you would let me buy your books from you." I wanted to buy your library. I wanted to buy his personal books. And so Billy made an agreement that I would buy his books. Billy had an almanac. Billy had an encyclopedia. Billy had a concordance. He had Bibles. He had dictionaries. And I wanted those items. And I bought every single book that Billy had in his own library. I took those books back to my dormitory and I spread them across my bunk. And for 10, 12 hours a day for years, I studied, I memorized, and I self-educated myself. I wanted to make sure that when I came home out of prison, that I had enough change and transformation in my life that would guarantee me a new life. One of the things I discovered, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I get to you now. One of the things I discovered is that I need to get to know me. I need to get to know who I am. I needed internal discovery. I needed to learn what I had to offer the world, what I had to offer society. I needed to learn what I was born with and created with by my creator. I needed to learn what type of qualities and gifts and skills and talents and authenticity and uniqueness that I had on the inside of me because I wanted to live a different life. I wanted to be productive. I wanted to be positive. I wanted to live a prominent, promising life. And so I discovered that I have greatness on the inside of me. And I submit to you, number one, that if you're going to improve your life, focus internally. You see, when I was in the high school searching for a family, looking for a father figure, looking for someone that loved me, that would embrace me, I didn't realize at that time that I needed to be looking internally. But instead, my focus was externally. But when I began to put my focus internally, then I became intimately acquainted and familiar with myself. And that's what I submit to you today as point number one. Focus internally and intimately discover what you have on the inside because you do have something. And oftentimes you have more than what you realize. Sometimes our lives are like books that are comprised of chapters. And there are certain parts of our lives that are revealed as we turn the page and we go from page to page and then chapter to chapter. And then we go from our beginning to our conclusion. And I submit to you that your conclusion has a happy ending today, but you just got to get back to focusing internally so that you can discover what it is that you have. You want to be familiar with your strengths and your weaknesses. You want to be familiar with your do's and your don'ts, your highs and your lows, the things that you like and the things that you don't like. And I know people would suggest that, hey, I'm 30 years old. I know me by now. Or I'm 50 years old. I know me by now. Or I'm 70 years old. I'm 90 years old. I know me by now. But can I suggest to you that there are always things on the inside that is constantly developing. There are gifts constantly developing, perspectives constantly developing. There are qualities and virtues that are constantly developing on the inside. It's just like your body. Your body is developed to regenerate itself. If you get a cut or a wound, it heals itself automatically. On the inside of you, your spirit, your soul, it regenerates. And there's always something fresh and new, something that you can bring forth that you didn't even know that you had. You discovered something today about you that you didn't know yesterday about you. The book of life says that a good man from the good treasures of his heart brings forth good things. Those treasures are constantly being developed, constantly evolving, constantly maturing, and you're constantly coming forth. We grow, we develop, we mature, we evolve. And then, secondly, ladies and gentlemen, I had to realize that I got to have personal development in my life, which means I have to focus my time, my thought, my energy on developing what I discover. See, first I discover it, but then secondly, I develop it. I needed to develop what I learned about me. I need to develop my talent. I need to develop my skills. I need to develop my weaknesses and turn them into strength. I need to develop my dysfunctions. I need to develop habits and turn negative habits into positive habits. I need to develop my energy and turn negative energy into a positive energy. I need to develop my focus and mature my focus. I need to develop my brain, my mind. I need to develop me. I need to develop my interpersonal skills. And the more I develop me, the more I'm able now to walk in my purpose and maximize my potential. And then number three, ladies and gentlemen, I had to engage in interpersonal deployment. What is interpersonal deployment? That is when you take interpersonal skills that you've learned on the inside and you've developed internally, and now you're beginning to deploy them externally so that they can work within your relationships and build and brand your relationships to become the relationship that you want. Like the relationship with your spouses, your significant others, your lovers, your family members, biologically speaking, your kids, the relationships you have on a professional basis at work. I had to learn how to deploy what I have, because it's one thing to have gifts, skills, talents, and creativity on the inside, and it's benefiting no one but you, and no one knows about them but you. But it's another thing to deploy those gifts, skills, and talent so that they can flow into the lives of those that you are constantly engaged with. That way they can build relationships and build marriages and build businesses and build partnerships and build everything that you consider to be a part of your immediate community. And so the next thing that I want to suggest to you is that after you begin to deploy your skills and deploy your gifts and deploy your virtue and deploy your creativity into the lives of others, now you want to engage in what I call self-personal dedication. This is a commitment to you that lasts a lifetime. When you make a commitment, you commit to that commitment and you do these five things. Number one, you love you. You love you unconditionally. You love you even in times where it seems like no one else loves you. You love you even when it seems like people who are supposed to love you are failing and falling short in their love for you. If someone tells you, I hate you, I can't stand you, I don't want to be with you, I'm divorcing you, you're not worth anything, you don't have anything, you're sorry, you're lazy. If they just go out of their way to just harass your emotions, you stand your ground and you tell yourself, I am not going to receive that into my heart because I love me. I may not be where I want to be in life, but I love me for where I am in life. Then secondly, you believe in you. Never believe more in someone else than you do in yourself. It's easy for us to believe in others and their ability to make their life what they want and their dream their reality. But I need you, ladies and gentlemen, to believe in you. Believe in the power of you. Believe in the oneness of you. Believe in you to the point where no matter what your dreams, no matter what your ambitions and your aspirations are, you are standing toe to toe with your dreams, saying, I believe that I can have what I want to have. I believe I can do what I want to do. I believe I can live how I want to live. I believe I can accomplish what I want to accomplish because I can do all things through Christ. I can do all things through my higher power. I can do all things through my creator. And I can do all things through the interpersonal power that I possess on the inside. And then number three, support you. This is a big one because we're good at supporting others, but I need you to support you. I need you to make a decision that I'm going to always be there for me, and I'm going to give me the support that I need. And if I find myself deviating from my plans because I'm having emotional battles, I'm dealing with trauma, I'm dealing with grief or sorrow, I'm dealing with setbacks and downfalls, I'm dealing with depression or anything, I'm going to support me by getting me the help that I need at that particular juncture in my life to get past whatever mountain stands before me and to make it through whatever storm I'm having to survive. And then as I support me, you know what's important to do? Number 4, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a big one. We must forgive us. Forgive you for every mistake you've made. Forgive you for every sorrow. Don't live with regrets. Don't live with remorse. Don't live with sorrows. Forgive you for the divorce. Forgive you for dropping out of high school. Forgive you for the drug use. Forgive you for wasting your investment financially. Forgive you for making decisions that have brought some levels of pain or rejection or hurt in your life. Forgive you for that. And then number 5, be your best friend. Never be more of a friend to anyone else than you are to yourself. Support you, believe in you, love you, and be your friend to the end. Be your friend to the end. If you're a friend to you, you're going to forgive you. If you're a friend to you, you're going to love you. If you're a friend to you, you're going to support you. If you are a friend to you, you're going to stand by you. And this is how I improve my life. This is how I was able to discover what I have to offer and have now become someone who travels the world teaching and helping other people to live their best life. Bring out the best in you. Give life all you have to give, and you will begin to improve your life immediately. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? It does not matter if no one else sees your greatness. You know your greatness. And as long as you know your greatness, you can continue to operate and to manifest from day to day the greatness that you were created to live. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what? I'm looking forward to seeing you in your future. I know that things are going to get a whole lot better for you. My name is Rico Sharp. Thank you so much for allowing me to have these 15 minutes of your time. I wish you the best.
Rico, you're the man. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
man.
Thank you. Thank you
Whew.
so much.
I am fired up now, man. Let me tell you.
Thank
uh,
you.
Ladies and
Thank you.
gentlemen, this has been an amazing event. Thank you, Rico. Thank you to Lisa and Tanya and Simona as well. As
Absolutely.
we, this is just an amazing opportunity for all of us to be able to share this time with you. Um, I hope you found inspiration, wisdom, and practical strategies to become true masters of change in your personal lives. These speakers have shared their insights, they've shared their stories, their journey of self discovery and growth. Take their lessons you've learned, apply them consistently. Remember, you're both the artist and the artwork in your life. Your life is your canvas, and every choice you make, every action you take, is a stroke of the chisel that shapes your future self. The power to create a life of purpose, fulfillment, and joy lies within your hands. And you now have the tools from these great speakers to implement them in your lives. So I encourage you to commit to being an active sculptor of your life. Set clear intentions, take bold actions, remain patient and persistent in your effort. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who believe in your vision, just as our speakers believe in your potential. So the journey of personal growth is ongoing, and I just wanted to see, are there any final thoughts that our speakers have today for you? Is there anything that really kind of resonated from each of your sharings to help other people? Any final thoughts that you have? Tanya, how about you?
Oh my gosh, do I have final thoughts?
Right?
That's hilarious. I think, yeah, I mean, the big thing that all of any of us that serve other people, which is every speaker and including you, JB, that have been here today, is really about the fact that we're not talking just to talk.
Right.
Like, literally, we are driven by the motivation to alleviate suffering
Mhm.
that other people might have that they don't need to have. But no matter what we say, doesn't matter how cool we are, doesn't matter how motivating we are, doesn't matter how scientific we are, it really is important that each person that hears something takes some type of action. Otherwise, it's just been a hangout time, which is cool, but we're all here to really help other people, to serve other people, take action and create that change. But that requires you, the audience, to do that.
Love that. Thank you. Simona, how about you?
Absolutely agree with Tanya, and this has been amazing time with all of you. I was listening to you as well as I was, of course, listening myself, but it has been our thoughts in a sort of this match that we have had in between our speeches. It has been really fantastic when it comes to that action. That is exactly what we need to do. Ideally, I align it with the for the people that were listening to us. We are emotional beings, so when you have felt that sort of a resonance, internal resonance that you have had with the parts of what we were saying at the moments when we have been saying it, that was most likely that most important message for you at that moment when it emotionally resonated with you. So if you have catch up those moments, yeah, or you can revisit most likely again then this speech and follow up with those thoughts. Those are the ones that you may truly follow up with on taking that further actions.
Love it. Thank you, Simona. Okay, Rico, bring us home, buddy. Bring us home.
Yes, I want to say never, ever give up on you. Never. It is going to happen in life. The others will give up on you. It is true. One of the ways that we understand this to be true is through the word divorce. You can be with your life's partner for many, many years and decades, and then all of a sudden end up in a divorce. Friends will give up on you. Sometimes family members will give up on you. Sometimes the people that you've supported along the way and helped in their time of need will give up on you. But you are married to you for life. You don't get to give up on you. You don't get to walk away from you. You don't get to pull the plug, the life support machine on you. You have to stand there and when no one else believes in you, when no one else loves you, when no one else supports you, you got to give you the support you need, believe in you. And understand this. Make a commitment to yourself. Make a promise to yourself that I will always be there for me. And when times get tough, like the old saying is, the tough gets going. And understand that when it gets tough, all it's doing is developing you to make you stronger. And what doesn't destroy you will employ you. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger. Stand in the middle of everything you got to go through and continue to fight your way through because you got greatness in your life and you can do all things. Thank you.
Well, you can't say it any better than these speakers have today. Thank you, everybody, for
Thank you.
participating,
Thank you.
for being part of this incredible summit. And for those in the audience, may your journey of personal transformation be as rewarding as it is challenging. Remember, you're the sculptor of your life. Now, go forth, create your masterpiece. And we look forward to sharing other great stories and experiences at the next Global Speakers Talk Summit. See you next month.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
JB.
everybody.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
absolutely. Well done. Well done. Woo-hoo.
Wonderful, Tanya. All of you, you guys did a great job.